What's up, guys? Salute you all wherever you are. And I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you for those who have been with me on the channel. Thank you for those who have invited new friends on the channel. And today I'm glad that I'm here on a new site that actually have been working for some of the few years ago. So as you know, I'm just right here. There is a church that I was contracted and I'm doing a construction on it, and I would like to share with my YouTube family actually to see things also outside Mara's Villa. Thank you so much for those guys who really gave me cooperation at Marwa's place, and I expect my audience again to come back to me, listen to me, have comments on me, the positive vibes that you normally give me accordingly on whatever we do here. So here we are on a different stage, we are on a different place known as Mabera Central, and this is actually where we are undertaking some of the construction works going on. So the history, if I may give you the history of this place, actually this building, I started it some 4 years ago. So I started it, as you know, most of the works of communal, they take long actually to for them to be built. So they do a fundraising, and after fundraising, they come up with some money, and then they opt up to make at least a change. So we started a long time ago, and we have been doing it in bits. So actually, now that I'm on the YouTube, I would like to show you as a family actually what I've been doing progressively up the stage where I am. So kindly guys keep in touch, subscribe, and then feel honored because I know that actually you are going to have plenty of fun while we are undertaking this. So welcome so much so that you may see actually what we normally do here and actually the praise or the phase we have reached with the construction. So entirely we are doing block laying, and I'm going to show you the different types of blocks that we actually use here at this place. So actually that is the main core for I also to enlighten you on different things on the buildings works that actually are undertaken. So guys, keep in touch, have a view, and also like it, share it, so that we may grow together as one family trying to know actually what we are doing. So guys, thank you so much for having time for me. I hope you will watch until the end so that you learn more and more things that I'm actually doing here at this church. So thank you so much. Welcome. This is the road coming from the main road towards this place. So this is the place that is known as Mabel. So for today, I want you also to see some of the things going around here. So as you can see, this is the church I'm talking of, and this church is also big, relatively very big, and there are a lot of works going on here. At the church, as you can see, there are a lot of crowds of people because they are having some functions here in the church, and we have some representatives who are doing their jobs here. So first of all, let me just start with what actually I've just seen next to me so that I may teach you, I may elaborate to my people so that you understand. I was the other day talking about sand. So gladly today I'm here with what we call ballast. This is what we call ballast. Kindly watch and see how it's here in our country. You'll just tell me in the comment section the ballast that is normally used at your place. So this ballast was brought with an intention that I use this ballast on the work of lintel or lintel casting. But I had to differ with them because most of the people here in Africa, they just go out, bring materials without consulting. If you just tell them I need ballast, they just go get the ballast of the cheapest and then deliver it to the site. So this ballast, you can see, is very big block stones. So actually I had to reduce this because if you look and watch carefully, it contains some sand. and these ones are not friendly in construction. So you can see, just imagine. So it's not a machine made. This is just done by hand. Somebody do it manually and then they try to sell it. It is cheaper. And now after doing it, they just deliver it. So guys, if you are not careful, such a ballast will be used on lintel where it cannot work. So comparatively, this one can be applied on a floor, on a floor, a mass concrete, it can work. But it needs a lot because you have to remove some dirt in it. Let me show you. So you see, there's a lot of soil inside. So you have to remove this one for you to be in a position of using this ballast. So once it's being brought on the site, you must be careful to know actually what you require. So this ballast was brought intentionally that I use it on casting the lantern, but I refused. So it was just remaining here to wait other works that it can be suitable for it to be placed. So we have also another handmade ballast, which is this. You can see. So my viewers, I want you actually to observe it very keenly. So this one is done manually, but they use hands and some hammers to beat around the hardcore of this size. So you can just have a comparison. So after them bringing this, I refused. They went for this. They didn't want to go for machine-made ballast. Reason being that machine-made ballast is normally expensive because they sell it per ton, and a ton normally costs around 3,600. That's one ton. So you can just calculate for 11 tons how many it will be. But for this one, they don't budget in tons. Also this one, they just badge the 11 ton rolling, and then they just fill it and then they sell it to you. So for this one, here in our place, they sell it at 22,000. While this, they sell it at 14,000. But this one can be used in casting around the linters, the linter section, or casting columns. So it was used in casting columns. Let me show you first of all where actually we casted and we used it in casting. So as you can see the beams above, it was used to cast the beams above on the roof cable, and it was suitable because it provided the type of quality we wanted. So far, it has been used. So locally, for those who want to build locally in Kenya, you can also use this one as your ballast. But mind you, when you are batching it, you have to be very careful, because if you mess slightly, you are not going to attain the acquired strength. Also, with me, before I go to the column sections and the beams section, I've told you that this one I used it on linter, not column, not the slab. So here again, we have this type of stone. I wish my viewers would have a clear glance on it. So this is a yellow type of stone. We call it a block. The measurement from here to here, that is the width. It's 150. 150 from here to here centimeter. And then from here, the length from here to here. This block is 350 centimeters. The length from here, the height, it is normally 200. So I've given you the dimension of this stone. One thing people love about them, Once you bring them, you move very fast with your house while you are using them on building. So in our country, we take this one, even although we transport them around 500 kilometers to the place I am right away now. So it has been transported, and the cost while buying it at the quarry is relatively cheap, but the transportation cost makes it to be expensive. But the good thing about these stones is that compared to the blocks, that once you use them in building, after building, you are going to plaster inside only. The outer side, you are not going to plaster. So that is one of the biggest advantage that normally these stones have. So most of the people prefer using them because at the end of the day, you don't need all to plaster outside. So you will plaster inside. I'll show you right away as it has been used inside, so you can just see how these stones are. So relatively they are strong as compared to the blocks, the sand blocks. Get me right. They are far stronger compared to the blocks. And the blocks I'm taking off is man-made blocks, the hand blocks that somebody just cast them manually. So these stones have got a sound strength as compared to others. The only challenge they have, the type of rock for you to identify. Like this one is a good type of rock because it's resistant. Also, I want you to compare with this type of rock. Have a close look at it so that you'll be able to identify. So for this rock, it is the same rock but different, slightly different. So once this one is a bit weaker when used while it has just swollen in it has it has been rained on. So once it is rained on and it has just bulged water, it does not have a sound strength as compared to the one that is dry. Kindly guys get me well, that this stone, once it gets a lot of water, it does not have the sound strength as compared with when it is dry. So once it's dry, it attains a good strength. And this type of rock is slightly different from the first one I've shown you. Because as you can see, it is somehow, it falls, it is porous somehow. So they are one, but once you are at the quarry site, if you are not careful, you can just find yourself being batched with the same stones that are not of sound quality. So for us, we know these ones are more sound quality than these ones here. So guys, you find out that after you buying or purchasing these stones, they are good. If at all the transport cost will not make you so much embarrassed. You get that one advantage they have, like here in our country, we buy them and transport them with vehicles which are normally 11 tons. So they are around 600 to 700 pieces that this lorry normally carries. So we call it around 800 feet. So those are the stones that we normally bring, or 800 pieces. That is the one of the dimension I've told you. That is 150, which is this 150. Then we talk of the length. The length from here to this place, it's 350. Then the height, it is 200. So it is going to be placed and then it works. So the advantage they have is that the wastage on site, once they have been transported and then placed on site together, the wastage is around 3%. So there's no a lot of breakages as compared with the blocks. The blocks that I normally prefer or call them of sound quality, they are the ones casted using quarry dust with the right ratio of cement. So as you can see them there, the young man here is trying to move them to reallocate them next to the front. So you can see he can just throw without having any worry. Sat, you can just salute my people. Don't remove the stone from below. Yeah. He's just saluting you and saying hi. Remove the stone from above, not from below. Because if you remove from it, it will fall on you. Ukitoa mawe kutoka chini, mawe yatakuangukia. Toa mawe kutoka juu, ukienda chini. Yeah. So I'm trying to give him instructions on how he should remove. So you get that the wastage I'm talking of, it comes along like this way. But if you look it keenly, there's somewhere you can place it. So that's why we say that the wastage minimum is around 3%. And you can see how they are just built using it. So we have started also erecting this place. And in our place, this is the wooden floor. And these guys normally use this one to make sure actually that they use it in bonding the blocks. So this is how they build it, and this is one of the guys who does it. So he's saluting you there. I hope you say something. So you can see the stones are the way they are placed. So here you don't need a plaster. You only need to do troweling. Troweling can be done in two ways. You can do it horizontally and then vertically. But the sound and the most beautiful one is just horizontally. Most people we don't prefer the one coming vertical because it costs you and weaken the strength of the wall. So actually you can see how it is being placed, and we use the wall pass there, which we call a hook iron, but at our place here you call it wall pass. So that's how they do it. So they are making it. So let me take you an overview to show you actually how they embed. Hiyo moto mmeweka maji sana na itakusumbua. I'm talking that it is too watery, and as you know, once you place mortar with a lot of water, you affect the strength of the cement, because cement is known to go also with the ratio of water. So we normally like the one which is a bit soft. So that's how they are doing it. So they are trying to put other blocks, and this is how they normally do it here at our place. I would like also to hear at your place how they do it. Hakuna manusi. Why? Hakuna nusu mwaka kama hivi. Okay. So they are trying to get it cut. That's how you can cut it, but it is not the best method. You can use a rod, a D12 rod. You just place it and then you hit it using a mason hammer. But good luck, they normally cut themselves in a shape. So after placing like so, they start. Also, the other half goes to the other side. So you can see, guys, that actually, if you cut them well, there's no wastage. You can just have a look. You can just see what he has done. The other half, we have just placed it here. So with these stones, they are so good, and they make work so much easier as compared to others because they already have shape, and normally they are just cut from a rock down beneath the ground. So I hope one time I will have time to go to the quarry and show you how guys are busy cutting these stones at the quarry. For those of us who are abroad, to see actually how those stones are being cut, and even other Kenyans. I told you about the plumb bob, and you can see he's trying to gauge it out. And as you can see, the plumb board is rotating, showing out that actually it has corresponded with the other half. So this is how they do it. That's how they do it. And they normally make it to see that actually it is plumb. So once it is done, this is how it goes down, and then you view it in this way, and it makes you at least to understand it is plumb. So to build these stones, actually, if you are a fundi, you don't have to hesitate because it is so easy to build them. So that's how we do it in our country here. I don't know your place how you normally do it. And averagely, a good mason can build up to 120 in a day in a flat area or a place that has got no more corners. So they are easy to work on. Hiyo kamba imeregea kidogo. They are easy to work on, and that's how they do it. You can see we have the mason hammer, we have the crow hammer. So we normally use them here. This is how they do it. So it's building up to make that actually it is in the same alignment with the other one. So we use this rope first of all to get at the plumb lines to the far end, and then to create a leverness until the far end. So that once you come out doing trolling, pointing, you will not have any problem. So this is how we do it here in our country, and I would like you to share with me your opinions, your views on the other side of the place, how your place you normally do it. So I told you we are in one center, which is not far from Nyabohanse. It's around 10 kilometers from the border. So that when I talk of the border, I talk of the border of Kenya with Tanzania, the border of Sirali is Bania border. So that's how we do it. So guys, we have to do it like so, balance the joints, and then we close up because that's how it's done. So it just removes the rope and it's going to close up. So actually guys, as he continues, there's also something I wanted to show on you. This one in our country we call it punda, mapunda. So once there are two, we call them mapunda. You can just see how they are just being made. It's a 90 degrees attaching to the wall, and then we put a brace that is 45 degrees to make sure that this place is firm. So you just dig a pit and then you place it, and on the other hand you also do the same. You place it, and then you put this one, we call it a break, that it will make you not to skip to the other area. Then you put the timbers, which we normally term them here as 6-1. So you get yourself that you are working on them because you are able and comfortable to work. So this is also one of the type of scaffolding that we are having here at our local place. So I don't know in your country if you have such. Can you tell me locally, how do you do it? Because in most of the construction works here locally at the village, we don't have the scaffold which are made of metals. So this is how they do it. And as you can see, this guy is just working. This is just the normal bag that normally carries cement. So we just improvise it, we lay it, and then we put mortar on top of it. But you have to be very fast so that there's no decantation of water going downwards, because the cement is in the water. So if you just get yourself not being very fast, you get that all the consequence, it has just filtered itself going downwards. So guys, you normally place the motor that is you are able to work on. So as you can see also, we have got the wheelbarrow where actually you place the motor, which is already mixed well. And now you just have to take the spade back the amount of mortar you will require. As you can see, you hold it and then you get it to the place. So that's how we do it here locally. I don't know in your country how you normally do it. So this is now you build until you finish. Once you are finished is when you start rubbing or trotting around. You scratch using the same tool which we call a wall pass. You just hold it. Can I have that one that you used so that I may show my people actually how it is being done? Sure. Yeah, so they use this one. As you can see, this is the shape. So you just ought to do this. Once you do this, you create provision for trolling, for coming to do pointing. So when at the end of the day you will come, you will get that this one you are able to access with this, and then you will chisel it, place a very more conch mortar, and then you troll it to affirm this one, and also on the vertical side. So these are some of the basic tools that are normally used here. So they are simple, but they do a very effective work. So I've told you, these scaffolds are temporal. So once you finish, it just removes them. Like the one here, it has just leaned on the wall. I want to show you how it leans on the wall so that actually you are able to see. It is just leaning on the wall. Now it has just leaned on the column because you can see the column. This is the column. Yeah. It is not soft so much because I used timber once I was just creating it, not the marine pegs. So I know some of you may say that why didn't you use the marine pegs? So this church, as I told you, there are guys who just contribute something little, and then you see a method that you can work for them to attain actually what they want. So you get that we call it punda because it is carrying you. Just basically, we mean a donkey because a donkey is used to carry people and to carry luggages. So we call it punda when it is one, and mapunda when they are many. So we say mapundas in plural, punda in singular. So direct translation meaning donkey. So donkey, then donkeys. So that's how it's normally used. And since I built this place, I left the wall passes hanging, but you can reach a stage like this. As you can see, some guys had just come in and then cut them. So you have to pass this binding wire tightly, and then hook your wall pass there, so that at the end of the day, once you will plaster, this binding will be just encroached inside. So that's how we normally do it here. I would like also to hear your views how you normally do it in your country. So guys, this is it. Here, I would like also to show you the building as it appears. So this is the staircase getting up, but let me just show you the picture downwards. So this is the staircase, and the entry is just designed to be here according to the drawing. This is the entry, the main entry. So once you enter, you just enter this way. So you will enter this way. On my left hand side, we have a staircase, and on my right hand side, we have also a staircase. So that we should access two people, we can access both to the first one. So this is how it's being done, and you can just see there's a guy making some noise. You can just see how the building appears. So this building, I casted, it is being carried by these beams. I've told you there's no smooth finish because I used timber. Yeah, as per that time, that was the local materials available. These are the sizes of the windows. You can just see with me, and you can give a comment because we designed them to be big, and we changed and thought that they should be big enough because of the volume of people coming to stay here, coming to worship here. So this is the design of this place. Yeah, yeah, this is it. So this is at the podium or the pulpit. So we are going to raise here because, as you know, we have to raise it a bit for those who are in behind to see. So this is the pulpit side, and you can see, wow, this is the church. So it has already been roofed using stills, and I hope to show you more. So this is it. It's a small one, not a bigger one actually, because the plot was small. So they decided to place it in this manner. So that's how we designed it and thought it to be wise for those who actually will be using it. So this is the size of the church. Yeah. Also, let me take you to the upper floor on the side of this is the outer shore. This is the outer shore. This is how it appears. I've done this, yeah, managing with working to see actually that this roof is just placed in order. You can see. Then this is an external staircase, a staircase that accesses a room that is above the pulpit. The reason as to why it was placed, people say they needed some privacy. So I'm just walking on the staircase. Yeah, yeah. There's a sudden passing of an ambulance. Don't get disturbed. That is our country. Sometimes it works so. So this is it. On the upper side, I'd casted this lantern, and we have already put the concrete on it. And as you can see, we have built it. Inside, this is how it appears. So these trees or props are here because we have to reinforce for those who are working just from outside, so that our scaffold will be firm enough to hold everybody that is working there. So you can see, this is how we have casted this place from here, this lantern to the above, to the far point, it is around uh, 8 meters. No? It is around, it's around 7 meters tall. So you can just see how big is it. So this is it. So we are yet to complete here at the podium, where actually they intend to have a room here that will be working as a hall. So this hall capacity, they will be using it once they have some meetings, but the windows are just placed because sometimes there can be an event going on in the church and they need to have a committee or a baraza. So they decided that they should have a place above here where actually they can sit. So here it is, it's almost to end because once it reaches there up, we are going to bring it and then put the ceiling. So they will be using this place for that works. So this is at the side of the podium. You can see there's a guy who was saying that they can fold you down. I assure you, my friend, even if you are like as big as an elephant, you cannot just break these trees so easily because I normally use them while they are just fresh. They cut them and then I use them within a margin of 1 month. So after, if it takes long, uh, above 3 months, I have to dispose them because they are not of firm quality strength that actually they can hold you. So I normally see people criticizing about our props here, but locally actually it helps us because you can just see it is well tied that somebody cannot fall unless somebody decides that actually he wants to commit himself to fall down. So this is how it is appearing. and you can see from the outer side how actually what we have done. So we have secured very well. So guys, once they operate, we don't have any other problem unless yourself you are careless. So this is part of it. I'm going to show you more and more. So keep in touch so that you learn more about this new site of mine so that you get liquidated with everything. Thank you so much. So guys, I was just trying to explain to you on the props, and I would like to show you the props that we normally use in the scaffolding. So these are some of the props that are used. So we bought this one because actually we are intending to make a lot of scaffolding. As you can see, the building is very tall and there are areas that actually we need the scaffolds. So actually we had to buy it so that it will help us and assist us. This is the old church they had, and now they are the guys who are building up a bigger one because of the volume of people who have just increased, and they want actually to make sure that they are comfortable. So these are some of the trees, the props that we normally use in our country. I don't know in your country how you do it. And as I told you, once these trees get old, I'm going to show you some of them that I had used previous and I had not used them now because I knew that it will be a very big risk for my occupants. So this is how the compound appears. You can just have a glance how it appears just right away from the gate, and then the neighbors. So you can see, yeah, we have some trees, and then this is the real church. So actually I've constructed this building right from the ground, the scratch to where it is. If I may give you a brief history of this place, actually this place is so swampy, and that's why you can even see this. For those who are able to identify, they can be able even to see. So we were to excavate the soil, then bring the soil to this far end. As you can see here, there's a hill. I can call it a hill because this was our dumping site of the clay soil. So we were bringing it to this place. So this hill, the whole of it here, you can see even they wanted to bring up a project of casting bricks because the soil I mounted here was a clay soil, and they thought it could be wise if they cast the bricks and then use it for their works. So this is how, this is the soil that actually we remove from the other side. So as I've told you, this place is swampy. You can just see this place. We tried to do our level best to get at least a secure foundation. So that's why I'm telling you always that you have to determine the site, the foundation trench with the site you are working on. Because somebody may state that dig 5 kilometers, dig 2 meters, whereas that place cannot work. So these are some of the trees that I used some days back, and I wanted to show you how actually they are not workable now. And I had to dispose them off, call for new ones because I cannot risk my occupants there. You can see these are the oldest. So you see they have just already taken a lot of water. They are easy to break. So now they are being converted to firewood for the kids to use for the campori. That's why you can see some of the small items here they have just made because of their campori tour. They have done that. So actually, these are some of the trees that I was using on the other side, and I discovered that already they are so wet, so I cannot use them again. So that is the reason as to why we were to go for the new ones. Even if you are careful, you can see some of the old timbers are here. Because you step on this, you use them, you are likely to fall. So we have to dispose them off and get the new ones that have got now a sound strength that you can use actually. So these are some of the trees that the props that I was using, but now I didn't need them further because they were weak. You can just see something like this. You step on it, you fall. You can just see it has got no sound quality. So that's why we dispose some of those. So guys, wherever you are building, make sure you check on the trees. That are the props that are being used as scaffold in order to safeguard those who are working for us. After this place is swampy, and I can just witness with you for you to see actually how it is swampy. There are a lot of water around here. You can just see. So you have to change the method on how you will work on a such an area. So it is not easy, but it is just attained as you think on how to to do it and learn on how to do it. So guys, this is the clear picture of the compound, the place I've been working for so many years, and I hope you have just enjoyed because this is also one of my sites, and I will take you to various sites wherever I am so that you have also a view on how things are going on. So kindly guys, keep on in touch to see whatever we are doing at the site. Day by day, I'll just be briefing you, informing you actually what you are doing. So guys, I think have more for you that I will be showing you on the progresses of the place. But right away now, this is the front elevation. This is the front elevation that I've just shown you. Unfortunately, the back elevation will squeeze this building to the far end, so I don't have a place where I can stand and get you the photo. I wish I could, and I had a drone. Maybe I could drag it, and then you could have seen actually what is normally entailed there. So this is how the place looks and the building. It is more of pentagon, because it has got a pentagon shape, yeah, because of the size of the plot. We had to look for features on how we place a building and make sure that we maximize the space. So you can just see guys, this is waters. All this soil is deposited here. This is clay soil, and then we planted trees on it, and I can see they are working. So this is how it is. You can see the waters going down. So I was to construct this house, dig it, and then get some blocks of stones down beneath, which are big as these ones. So those are the main aims that we use to work to see actually that we get the place well secured. So this is at the far corner, which we call the west view elevation. Yeah, and others corners. Let me see if I can just move around and show you more and more. This is it on the other side of the building, how it appears. And I would like you actually to see how good or how tall it is. So this is how we have built it and managed it. I always tell people that in construction, you use what you have. You use what you have. You cannot go for marine pets and yet you don't have funds to buy marine pets. So you use what you have to see actually that you bring something that can be called the same name as the one done with the marine pet. So we had to use timber here in this side to make this place to be what this building is now today. So down the line, around 3 years, so 4 years down the line. So guys, you can see we have done some works. I hope also I will get time to enlighten you more on the roofing side, but today I wanted actually to enlighten you on the building, the way it is appearing, and I take my time also to thank you so much for those guys who are just watching me on this new site of mine, because I have to salute them for the work actually they have done to me. So guys, thank you so much for those guys who are just watching me for the first time and the old ones. I say kindly guys, keep supporting me, keep taking me to a route somewhere, and kindly watch and finish this video for the good of us both as YouTube family. So this is where they normally stay from above. We get that this is actually the church where normally people stay. As you can see, it is just made of steel roof. So actually, we found it a lot cheaper as compared to timber. So guys, keep in touch. Thank you so much for watching me. I take my time to say welcome so much to my YouTube channel, and keep watching. I'll be giving you more and more details that are on the way. Thank you so much. Keep in touch. Until another time, I say thank you. Kudos. Bye. Love you people.